Welcome to Unity. Love is felt, truth is taught, lives are transformed, and all is well as we express the Christ within. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, Penta. I invite you to stand if you're able for our opening song. We're going to sing I Start My Day by Karen Drucker. The words repeat a lot, so I'm sure you'll catch on. Many of you know it already. I start my day with love. I start my day with love. And when I get more of His love, I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of His love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of His love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of His love. We'll sing love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Now we're going to start with peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel the sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Let's start with joy. Are you ready? I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Here we go. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Now can you believe it? It's going to be all three. Here we go. I start my day with love. When I start my day with peace. When I start my day with joy, I feel a sweet release. When I start my day with love, I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel the sweet release. Sing joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I feel it. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Ooh, thank you. You sound beautiful this morning.
Rose.
So, today, welcome to Unity. My name is Ann Young, and I'm the
Yes. Our speaker for today is our own beloved Reverend Marcia McCartney, Marcia Mello. And I'm going to ask her if she will just, right where you are, open us with prayer.
I would love to do that. You know, our foundation of unity is prayer. So let's join together in a moment of love, peace, and joy as we affirm in prayer how grateful we are to be here this morning. So I invite you just to take that gratitude down deep into your heart and allow the living spirit of love and peace and joy to infuse every atom and every cell of your being this morning. We come together as family, as brothers and sisters, as community, to affirm our oneness with each other and God. That's our only job today, to affirm our oneness, to affirm our unity, and give thanks for a place and a space we call our spiritual home, where we can support each other and moving into greater and greater awareness of who we are and why we are. And give thanks for this unity message that is filled with positive affirmations of goodness, of peace, and of great joy. And for this we give thanks, and we give thanks. And so it is. So it is.
Thank you, Marcia. We do indeed give thanks. And so now that you can hear me, I'll tell you that there's so much going on here at Unity throughout the week, throughout the months, and there's lots of ways to find out what's going on. You can sign up for the newsletter that comes in your email every Friday. We call it the e-blast. And you can sign up by going to the website, and there's a button to push to take you right to the sign up. And if you're not a computer person, talk to one of us. We'll get your name. We'll get you on it. We'll get you the news. And there's bulletin boards, and the screen out in the gathering room has information on upcoming activities. So I'm just going to go right on now to the daily word. And today's daily word is wholeness. The affirmation is, as a divine being, I am whole. Will you say that with me? As a divine being, I am whole. And the scripture reading is from Luke chapter 11, verse 36. And it reads, "If then your whole body is full of light, with no part of it in darkness, it will be as full of light as when a lamp gives you light with its rays. I know I am whole, wondrously made, and a unique expression of the divine. But I cannot truly know wholeness if I become distracted by the experience of illness or thoughts of lack or limitation. I do not resist limiting thoughts. Instead, I let the light of divine understanding dissolve the darkness of spiritual ignorance. Remembering that divine life lives as me, I affirm my body's wholeness even if I'm experiencing illness. Growing awareness of the limitless flow of divine ideas reminds me I have all I need to experience a joyous, abundant life. As I say yes again and again to my true spiritual nature, my life becomes an ever-unfolding demonstration of wholeness. So let's repeat our affirmation again. As a divine being, I am whole.
As a divine being, I am whole.
Thank you.
Well, that is really a perfect affirmation for this next song that I will play for you this morning. I need to adjust. I'm a little cramped in here. Give me 1 second. All right. As we prepare for meditation, I just encourage you to close your eyes if that feels good and take this into your heart. Imago Dei, image of God, you are a masterpiece, it's who you are. Imago Dei, light of the soul, I see you in every way, complete and whole. I see perfection in your eyes. To me, it comes as no surprise when judgments and fears fall away, reality remains, gazing back at me. Imago Dei, image of God, you are a masterpiece, this is who you are. Imago Dei, light of the soul, I see you in every way, complete and whole.
Beautiful. Oh, Unity family. We are here to connect with each other on a really deep level, and we have that opportunity right now to move together in a deeper way, perhaps than we've ever been before. This morning I went into the bookstore and I found this new book, and it's called Discover Your Divinity, a modern guide to affirmative prayer. Unity's prayer practice is affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer is rooted in the radical idea that each of us is a spiritual or divine human. It invites us to speak from our divine nature and to tell the truth to our human nature. We have that power. And that power of affirmative prayer is the very heart of our unity movement. So I invite you right now to move into a space of peace and love and joy, a space of allowing, place of affirming our divine oneness with the One. One presence, one power in the universe and in our lives, individually and collectively. Let's take that awareness deeper within right now. And allow ourselves to move deep into our heart space. A place of expansive spaciousness and transformative love. And allow that transformative love, that deep, expansive awareness to move from the very top of your head all the way down to your toes. And allow yourself this morning to bathe your human condition with your divine condition of infinite love. Moving peace and tranquility and pure love down from the top of your head all the way down through your face, your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, your ears, all the way down. Divine love just bathing you right now. Can you feel it? Calling on that divine love to move down through your neck, your throat, your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your wrists, and your fingers. Just feel the love that is embracing you right now. And now down through your whole body, all through all of your organs and your tissues, your cells, all of your being bathed in this beautiful love that passes all understanding. Down through your hips and your thighs and your knees and your calves and ankles and all the way down into your feet and your toes. Just everything relax now. Nowhere to go and nothing to do but focus on affirmative love flowing through every atom and every cell of your being. And just take a moment now and feel with an intention to feel the love that is speaking from your highest self right now. Your higher self is saying, I am whole. I am wholeness itself. I am alive, awake, alert, and joyous and enthusiastic about my life right now. And in gratitude, we thank our higher self, that self within us with a capital S that is always there on your behalf and for your highest good. So we say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So we let it be.
it's who you are.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's all say that together. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. How does that feel? Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's the whole sermon today. It's wow, wow, wow. So how are you feeling right now? Wow. Are you feeling empty or full? Yay! What's the story that we're telling ourselves today? Are we prosperous? Are we poor? Okay, I can go home. No, I want to stay because I love this congregation and I love being here with you. But you know, for many years, I had a story that ran my life. And my story began when I was very small. I know I've told you this story before. I'm just going to get a glimpse of it this morning. But you know that my story was that I'm responsible for everybody's happiness. I am responsible for everybody's happiness. And it was up to me to make sure that my family was happy, especially my mom. To keep my mom from crying and being so sad. And this story that I've told you before was that it had this story, its origin when I was a little girl, about 2.5 years old. And my mom was really sad, as well as the rest of my family, because my little sister died at birth, and I was 2.5 years old. So I took on this monumental task, you know, impossible for a little girl of 2.5, but really impossible for anybody for that matter. So very early on, my story was, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. You know, no matter how hard I tried, that job was just too big for me. So I took on a story long before I could make my own conscious decisions about who and what I wanted to be in life, how I wanted to show up in life. And later that story took on different themes. See if you can identify. I'm not smart enough, I'm not cute enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not old enough. I'm ultimately, underlying all those not enoughs was I am not worthy enough to be here. I can't live up to all the expectations. Life is just too damn hard. Life is a struggle. Some of you might have a similar story. And almost as prevalent as the individual story of not enough, it's the collective race consciousness story of there is not enough. There is not enough. There's not enough time, there's not enough money, there's not opportunity, there's not enough love, there's not enough fuel, there's not enough water, there's not enough toilet paper. You know, there's not enough. There's not opportunity enough. There's not cooperation enough. You name it. You know, and this story, this not enough story of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, cripples the lives of many who would otherwise be passionate and enthusiastic about their lives, which I believe is our birthright. Can I hear an amen? Amen. Yay. That divine indwelling Christ, that divine nature in us, said that I came that they might have life and have it abundantly. Whoa, that's good news. In my my former church, in fact, I think we used to do it right here when I was minister. We said this affirmation every Sunday. We would stand and say together, I'm alive, awake, alert, joyous, and enthusiastic about my life. Would you all want to do that right now? Stand up. Let's do it. I am alive, awake, alert, joyous, and enthusiastic about my life. Now really say it, you guys. I am alive, awake, alert, joyous, and enthusiastic about my life. Woo! Yay, God. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. How does that feel? Do you know we could feel that every day? That's a wonderful affirmation to start our day. Not just church, every day. And any time that we feel less, affirm the best. Yeah. So what happened to us? You guys, what happened to us? When did we lose our enthusiastic for life? You know? In fact, the word enthuse means in God. When did we lose that connection? Somewhere along the way, we came under a spell. Or better said, we came under a trance. The trance of not enough. And the definition of trance is a semi-conscious state, a daze, a predisposition. Under its spell, we accept what we're told without exception. Oh my God, you know? Many of us have come here to Unity because we just didn't accept what we were being told anymore. For me, it was the idea that I'm a worm of the dust. Oh my God. I'm a worm of the dust. And that God was a judgmental dictator, and I couldn't accept that. I just couldn't. I knew there was something more. And I knew there was something more that God was and that I am. God is, I am, And it's instead of experiencing brilliance and creativity, and we're aching to express in our lives because we are passionate, living, loving beings of light, a joy of expression and existence, instead of aliveness and passion, we found oppression. See, I was brought up with, the Depression. I was, my parents were in the Depression, as many of us in this room, and that's that's what I was being taught, whether it was subliminally, or right to my face, And, but what we found, or I did, oppression and isolation and separation and exclusion and defeat and depression, and life is a struggle, and life is unfair. And I started staring into a collective screen on the TV that would affirm that for me. I was being told over and over again, you're never enough, Marcia. You've got to have more, Marcia. Madison Avenue told me that, You got to buy this product. You got to buy this gadget, Kind of Amazon does this for us now. You know what I'm saying? Well, many of us have spent a lot of time lamenting the ways things are, justifying all the reasons we can't be different, that there is not enough, and preparing for the worst. I've always done it that way. Have you ever had that voice in your head? I'll always do it this way. My mother did it this way. My dad did it this way. My grandmother, yada, yada, yada. And guess what? what we focus on persists. The law of mind action, law of cause and effect. Our thinking is the cause, and the effect is, you name it, I'm not enough. But, the big but, we are powerful, creative beings, and we are here not to create lack. We can create lack as well as abundance. What do we choose? What are we creating? We're creating with our thinking and our actions. We're either creating abundancy or scarcity, And there's a reigning myth on the planet today, and it's the trance that keeps us from living in peace within ourselves and each other. But the good news is there is life on the other side of this trance of not enough. I bet most of the people in this room could raise their hand and testify to that. There is vitality and fulfillment and creativity and great joy and enthusiasm and passion. It's not a pipe dream. It's obtainable. And it is not as far away as many of us have thought and believed it was. It's right here, right now. Right here, right now. If we listen. But so often we find ourselves being hypnotized by those outside influences, especially right now with all this stuff about the election in November. Oh my God, And to get out of the trance, it requires some detective work on our part, a bit of investigating into our beliefs, and confronting, really confronting whatever has lived within our stories that has blocked the awareness of enough and more than enough. It takes some undercover work to discover the trance or the spell we've been living under. And Socrates said the unexamined life is not worth living. To successfully detach from the trance of not enough, the spell of struggle, and to engage abundance and ease in our lives, we've got the power. We've got to dislodge, interrupt, shine the light on the old patterns and old beliefs and old stories that have been living quietly and comfortably within us, living in our consciousness and our subconsciousness. And they make themselves right at home, those thoughts, those behaviors, and they act as if they own the place. That EGO, edging God out, our ego, false self. We could liken these old patterns to a cat. Here's your cat thing. The cat that likes to sleep on your head. And those of you who are cat people know what I'm talking about. It's either they sit on your head or they get as close as they possibly can and, move you out of the bed, And that cat, doesn't care the least, is not interested in that if you're comfortable or not, or if you're allergic, or if you're sneezing, or you're coughing, or, it's up to us, you all, to move the cat. Do we get that? Because the cat doesn't. Cat doesn't know. And it's not enough to know. We've got to move that cat. It's time. You know, that cat has, it doesn't care. It's made its home and it's comfortable, and it's up to us to move the cat. So what do we do, you know? How do we finally get that, you know? Get that we're good enough? How do we get out of the trance of not enough or scarcity? Many of us have been repeating the same stories of not enough for decades. That comes in so many different ways, you know. As far as we know, they accurately describe our reality. But the truth is, they're just ideas. They're just beliefs, false beliefs. And beliefs and ideas can change. And we have the power to change. We have the power to move the cat off our head. Ideas and beliefs like these in time become a bigger part of who we think we are. We repeat the same story over and over to ourselves, and we share that with others. You know, we have evidence now that we're not enough, that I'm not good enough, there's not enough becomes more than just a thought or an idea. It becomes our reality. But I'm going to say it again. We are powerful creations. Would you say that with me? We are powerful creations. You know, we actually defend our stories of not enough, don't we? No matter how lousy it feels to believe them, because we have built our whole reality out of them, and we live in an unconscious life. We live an unconscious life. And we begin to convince others of this idea, you know. Aren't we funny people? What? What's wrong with us, you know? We actually defend our stories. You know, I saw some years ago, did you all watch Intervention? It used to be on PBS, I think. It was a great show on TV, and it was all about addiction. And on the interview that I was watching, it was a woman who had bulimia, who was experiencing bulimia, and she said, "Without my bulimia, who would I be?" Wow. Without our stories, who would we be? Richard Bach said that argue for your limitations, and they're yours. We're great storytellers, you know? And we are most captivated by the stories that we tell ourselves. An event occurs, and right away we interpret it. We don't just let it be, you know. We gotta assign meaning to it, you know. And if once we have decided its meaning, we forget that there might be another possible interpretation. We pass our beliefs on to our children, and they pass them on to their children, generation after generation. And here's the problem. If our children don't recognize our story as our interpretation and treat the story as truth for them without examination, that story may persist for centuries, generation after generation, and then whole civilizations, whole societies can come under the spell of the trance of that story. Do you see where we are right now? Yeah. You know, the child of the abuser becomes the abused and becomes the abuser. Women in parts of Africa, you all, are still being mutilated, their genitals mutilated, because that's the way they have always done it. What kind of story is that? You know, our ancestors, the Puritans and the Calvinists, those who settled in the early colonies, believed that we were inherently flawed and that we were sinful at birth, you know, the worms of the dust. What? A baby? You know, an unexamined story that an entire culture took on. And many in this culture are still living under that spell. Our capitalist culture, where competition is valued, a culture where not everyone wins. With this mindset, we are given a constant message from the algorithms on our internet, you know, Madison Avenue, advertising, the media, that we are lacking in some way. We must constantly do more, be more, acquire more in order to erase this idea of lack. That's another unexamined story. And with these ideas and more stories to support the trance of scarcity, it's likely we will continue to encounter struggle in our world, struggle in our lives, struggle. But you know, it's time to move the cat from our head. You know, it really is, and know that we have the power to do that. I believe the question becomes not, is this story true, but is this story useful? Given what I care about, what I want to contribute, what matters to me, what I value, is the story that I'm telling myself a useful one? Is it? The story I'm telling you, is it useful? Is it positive? Is it life affirming? Because I think that if it isn't useful, if it isn't for our highest good, it's damn time. I'm sorry I keep cussing, but that's kind of who I am. Especially when I'm retired, you know. But it's time to take the cat. You know, we can move the cat if we want. So these stories, I'll never be enough, good enough stories, that life is a struggle, life is too late. It's too late for me, you know, that I have to do everything myself, that I can't disappoint anyone. I'm supposed to be perfect. Life is hard. I can't ask for anything. I can never have enough. What is the point? I mean, really, what is the point? Aren't we getting tired of those old stories? Well, it's time to move the cat from our head. Be ye transformed by the renewing of our mind. Be ye transformed to sanity by moving the cat from our head. You know, I love the work of Dr. Emoto. You all know Dr. Emoto, that Japanese scientist. We saw his work first on that movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, What the Bleep? If you haven't seen it, get it. It's on YouTube probably. Oh my God. Well, he has documented how molecules of water show the effects of our thoughts, our words, and our feelings. And his photographs show water crystals in bottles with different words on them. Water exposed to positive messages form beautiful crystals. I wish I had a picture to show you. You know, and water's exposed to negative messages, crystallized in chaotic, kind of fragmented shapes. And since our bodies are 98% water, we too shape ourselves according to the messages that we're giving ourselves. You know, there's a new experiment that has just been done, and it was done with incense, with smoke, and that a circle of people and they would all think of the same word at the same time, and the smoke of the incense in the middle of the circle was photographed, and it showed beautiful forms, just amazing, beautiful forms. You know, the Christ named Jesus said, "It is done to you according to your beliefs." And we break the trance of scarcity and not enough every time we interrupt those old stories. We have been under a spell, you all. Those stories that have kept us in any sense of lack and limitation. Get thee behind me, Satan. We've heard that from our Baptist friends, yeah? But Satan, what we look at in unity, is the false self. Another name for the ego edging God out. And we begin to affirm the truth of our birthright as sons and daughters of infinite life, infinite good, infinite abundance, divinely created to live an abundant life that we were created to live. We take on our true identities as co-creators with God, in God, with God, as God. And if you want support in changing those stories that have been running your life, you came to the right place this morning. You came to the right place because the teachings here will assist you. They have certainly assisted me on my journey. Any hands about these teachings and how they have shifted the awareness of who we really are? That we are here. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. And this community, Unity of Gainesville, is about transformation, about changing lives, one life at a time, one heart at a time, one mind at a time. And get yourself then into a 12-step group, if that might help you change your story. Or get involved here in one of the classes. Get involved in sacred service. Be a part of the solution, not the complaint. Become involved in this community or in some community where you are supported on your spiritual journey, on a positive path for spiritual living, to live your best life. Where people behold the divinity in you, can see the divinity in you, bow to the divinity in you. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And we can support each other in doing that. In fact, I invite you to stand up right now as we close this message this morning. And I want you to connect with someone in the room, whether it's beside you or in back of you or in front of you, if you feel comfortable in doing that. And what I want us to do, you all, what I want to share with you, I want to share with you Gandhi's prayer. I want to share with you right now Gandhi's prayer, and I want you to repeat what I say to the people you're standing in front of. And I want you to really look in their eyes and feel into their being. I offer you my friendship. I offer you my love. I offer you my peace. I see your beauty. I hear your struggle. I honor your feelings. My guidance comes from the highest place. I behold that same place in you. Let us walk together in unity, harmony, and love. And now bow to each other with a big namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Beautiful, honey.
Thank you.
Namaste, everybody. All right. You know, my cats are going to be really upset with me when I get home. They're going to get moved all over the place. Yes. There may be some resistance. So, I'm going to play a song many of you might know. It's called Love is My Decision. And that's what we're talking about. So if you know it, please sing along. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now.
So, before we go to our offertory, is there anybody here today for the first time? Could we have a hand up? Hello, welcome. Our usher is going to bring you, if you put your hand up one more time, she'll find you, right up here, Rupali. Bring you a welcome packet. Just one? Okay, I think, all right. Well, we'll look forward to getting to know you better after the service. Have a cookie and some coffee and stay a while. Great, thank you. So now is the time when we embrace the principle of giving as a spiritual practice. So you're invited to take your love offering in your hand, or if you've already given it online or in the mail, just hold it in your imagination. And let's bless our gifts with our blessing. Divine love expressing in me, through me, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And our ushers will be coming by.
Another verse. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show decision right here and now. Love is my decision right here and now.
Now,
Beautiful.
as the ushers come forward with the offerings, let's bless them together. So rub your hands together. We have a lot of blessing to do here in the next couple of minutes. So we bless these gifts and with gratitude and thanksgiving, knowing they go out into our ministry, into our lives, into our world for positive, affirmative actions. And so it is.
So it is.
Now Miss Gwen will bring in children, and we'll bless them in a minute.
Let's sing this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning. I had a room full this morning, and we have one of our old friends. He's very, very old. Balin came today, and I was telling the other kids that he used to come when he was Kenya's size. And his mom was in my Sunday schools. And today we had the story of the lion, the fable of the lion and the mouse. And we found out that the mouse did the lion a favor by chewing the rope to release him from the trap that the hunters placed for him. And he promised he would come back if the lion didn't eat him. He said, I'll come back and do a favor for you. And so he did. When he heard the lion screaming, let me out, he came and chewed through the rope. So we found out that we're going to take a mouse home to remind us that kindness comes back to us in some fashion. So we need to be kind to each other.
Wonderful. So let's all stand up if you'd like. Rub your hands together, get some energy going, and let's bless these children and all the children of the world in this time together. Here's the blessing. Children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we see the Christ presence within you. We love you. We love you. We really, really love you. Mwah! Great. So let's make our circle for the peace song.
That was so sweet. We love you, Miss Gwen. Thank you for all the work you do for our children.
Whatever.
Beautiful circle. Here we go. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
We are light.
Holds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Yes, but nobody talked to Marcia about it, and she just did it, so. But I don't even know. Oh, the light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. Were the words up there?
That's why I was I'm thinking about that because I'm going to be the Sunday service leader next Sunday, and I don't have that memorized. I go to college,